Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on the video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we are reacting to the final episode of I Told Sunset About You. It's been about a week and a half-ish since I last reacted to episode 4, and I used that time just to kind of process things and just absorb and process. And like I mentioned in my episode 4 reaction, another reason I kind of held off on recording this rather than just diving straight into it like the next day or something, is like I've really missed some of the interactions that I've had with you guys in reacting to these BL series. Like in the earlier ones I reacted to, like Esa Pelicula and Game Boys, like I might have done a couple episodes a week, and then like there's just a lot of conversation happening in the comment section. And then the further I've gotten into some of these BL series, especially some of the Korean ones that I've done that have been like much more shorter series, they've really caught my attention. And it's just been like crack or something. Like I got a little taste of it, like I need more. So then I just fly through the series, and I didn't really get that time in between episodes to really have those conversations with you guys, because I already saw it. Like, yeah, you guys might have been seeing the episodes at that particular point, or seeing my reaction at that point, but I had already recorded all the reactions at that point. So I've had a lot of great conversations with a lot of you in the comment sections over the last 4 reactions to this series, and things that I may have noticed that you guys might not have, and things that you guys noticed that I didn't notice, and it's just great collaboration. So I'm excited to see where things go. Last episode left us in a very heightened emotional place, and I don't know what kind of feels I'm in store for, so I made sure to pour myself a large glass made primarily of whiskey. There's some other, chaser or something in there, but whiskey is my primary thing right now. I got some Uber Eats, so I got some snacks here, and we're just gonna dive in, and I'm gonna drink and eat my feelings. Y'all just leave class? So we got a love confession, y'all can just leave class and not finish the assignment? Okay, I've got to pause. Like, before all of that happened, I was sitting here thinking, when Tef first walked in and with, the chips, and he looked over and saw O with Bass, and, they were talking, like, I was thinking to myself, I'm happy to see O, giving Bass the chance, but I'm hoping that it's not the case, and I feel like it is the case, that he's giving him the chance just because everything seemed to blow up with Tae. And if that's the case, like I said in the last episode, probably the last couple episodes, like, Bass and Tarn are like casualties. They're bystanders in this back and forth tug of war between Tae and O, and I don't want to see either of them hurt, but I feel like that's the only way that we are gonna get Tae and O together. Tarn already seems to be, she had her feelings hurt. She already seems to be keeping her distance right now. She didn't want to have whatever conversation with Ted during PE. She's like, focus on schools, and once we both have universities, then we can talk or whatever, but focus on studies. So she's already keeping her distance, which is probably best for her. She needs to protect her heart, protect her feelings right now, and focus on school. But I don't want to see Bass get hurt, and the fact that there was this super public display like that, it hurts my heart so much. It's like, there's a lot of times when I'm watching, and it's not even just BL series, just TV shows or movies in general, whenever like people make these big, grand, romantic, public speeches, whether like I'm rooting for the couple or I'm not rooting for the couple, there's just something about them that just makes me like, I cover my face because I'm like, ooh, I can't look, but I have to look. Kind of like a car crash you just can't stop looking at, but you don't want to look, but it's like, like there's just something about it that, yes, it's romantic, but it also makes me uncomfortable in a sense. I don't know, probably just because I'm imagining myself in that situation, and you know, just the potential of it going south, the potential of it not going favorably for the person who's out there bearing their soul. It makes me uncomfortable. So when we're going all the way around and like it was Tez's turn, he looked at O like he wanted to give him some sort of, you know, blessing or whatever, but then he took the easy way out and, you know, went with Philip. And then O gave his blessing over to Bass, which, okay, that's cool, that's cute. There wasn't anything particularly like romantic about it. Like it was just, you know, you've been there for me and I hope you do your best. And, you know, it's just very nice sentiment. And then Bass was like, hey, can I give this, you know, to the same person? Teacher's like, oh, there's no rules against that, which makes me feel bad for the one person in class who's potentially not gonna get a blessing, because O done got 2 blessings at this point, so like somebody's getting screwed out of a blessing. It's like rude. But B, like, I can only imagine how much strength and courage it took in Bass to get up and do that. Because like the first half of his blessing was, you know, all well and good, fine, you know, you don't see, you know, how great you are, what you are. I hope you keep your goal in mind when you take the test. But then he went off on this other tangent where his feelings just took over, and it's like, oh my god, to be that raw and exposed in a public setting, it's like, it's so scary, so nerve-wracking to just put yourself out there and be that vulnerable in front of just one person in general, one person that you're, you know, you really feel for, but then to have like an audience, it's like, oh my god. So for him to do that, like, it's just such a brave, gutsy thing on his part. And if it had been Te saying it, I would, like, yes, I still would have done that, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening, but in my heart I'd be like, okay, it's finally out in the open, yes, thank you, romantic butterflies, let's embrace and have a good time. Because Te and O are my ship of this show at this point. Like, I know since I started watching this show, my ships changed like 40 times. Like, I didn't know if I was supposed to be shipping Te and O, or O and Bass, or Te and Tarn, or Tarn and Bass, or Hone and, like, I don't know. I'm shipping everybody. Ship keep changing 7,000 times. So right now, I'm pretty sure my ship is supposed to be Te and O. Like, they are, like, in the group that I mentioned that got me into this, the I Told Sunset About You group that I'm on Facebook, they post all these pictures all the time of Te and O together. Couple, blah, 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 all the Key League, all the feels, all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, so I'm assuming they are my ship. So since they are my ship, I'm assuming that there is some sort of happy ending in sight for them or something like that, which tells me that Bass is going to get hurt. And it just makes me sad. I just wish that whole exchange had taken place in private. Because if it had taken place in private, then it would have just been between Bass and O. And, you know, O could have said whatever he felt. You know, whether he felt yay or nay about it. If he felt yay, then cool, great. If he didn't feel that way, which I don't suspect he does, at least that could have been handled in private, and, you know, Bass wouldn't have to suffer some sort of embarrassment after the fact. So it just makes me sad for Bass. But everything he was saying is so sweet, and his reasoning for why he first, you know, developed his crush, his feelings for O, like, very understandable, very relatable. You know, being somebody who grew up not having an abundance of friends, I could totally see that being the case if I were put in that situation where, like, I had no friends and all of a sudden I had this one person who showed me this whole new world of what friendship could be. Sure, absolutely, I could see that sort of romantic link crush attachment of developing, and then having it pass through time, feelings develop more and more, and it just makes me so sad for Bass and what's gonna happen to him. But I'm gonna stop babbling. I'm gonna drink some more, and we're just gonna get into this.
กูพูดอะไรผิดวะ
No, you said everything right.
ไปแล้วอ่ะเตชัยอะโกมึงขี้แงด้วยแหละกูว่า
Okay, well, I guess we're pausing. So I was gonna pause after the whole conversation with Ten Hon, but like I said, there was just a couple minutes left in this half of the episode, so I just wrote it out, and God. Okay. So what like I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. I adore Hong. Like he's such a good big brother, and it just. Sorry. Don't know where that came from. But like I was saying, he's just such a good big brother, such a good, I'm not gonna say father figure, but he almost is like a father figure for Tan in a sense. I don't know how long their father's been gone. They may have mentioned it at some point in the show. I just may not be remembering right now, so I don't know how long their father's not been in the picture, but like, he's just such, he's what, I don't know, I'm so emotional. He's what every, not even just gay kid or kid who's discovering them, just every kid in general, but in running with the theme of, you know, self-discovery, coming of age, and you know, being on the LGBTQ plus spectrum and all that jazz. While we're in this particular world, that's the kind of father, mother, brother, just family. That's the kind of family that every gay kid needs in order to feel safe, in order to feel secure, in order to feel like it's okay to be. Hey, no more whiskey. No more whiskey. But he's what kids need in order to just feel like it's okay to be themselves. It's okay to, like, I mean, I feel like we shouldn't even be living in a world where people need to come out as anything. Like, people should just be who they are. But since we're still living in that kind of world, he's the kind of family that kids who are struggling with some sort of sexual identity need to just let them know that it's okay for them to come out. It's okay for them to live their lives. It's okay for them to be themselves, because he's just so supportive, so caring, and like, I could see it. Like when he was asking him, are you, you know, did you get in a fight with mom? No. Are you heartbroken? Is it over Tarn? And like, you know, I think he just asked if it was Tarn first out of like, not necessarily reflex, but, you know, out of, because, you know, Tarn is the one who was introduced to the family as some sort of romantic interest. So to keep up the guise that Tae has been presenting to his mom, and he's like, was it torn? Are you broke? And then he's like, no. And like I could see it in Holmes' eyes. Like he knew he could see it. He's not blind. And he's like, is it all? And just that whole moment, like Ted just, and it was just this series, this string of emotions that it's just so, it's not a new story. I probably said it a dozen times throughout reacting to this. Like, these characters and these experiences that they're going through, they're not new. There's nothing new or innovative about the actual stories or plot devices happening here. But what makes this show so impactful is just how well they're handled, how well these characters are handled, how well these situations are handled, how well this world was built, and just how real things feel. Like, yes, it's nice to live in this fantasy world where everybody gets their happy ending and it's all well and good and yay, butterflies all the time, but that's not the real world for everybody. Some people do get that, and they're very lucky, fortunate people, but that's not the way it is for everybody. And this is just it's just real. These situations are real, these characters are real, and everything that Ted was feeling, like, I grew up thinking I could only like girls, and it felt weird to like him. And like, all of my friends, they date girls. So how can I date a guy? How can I hold his hand? How could? And when you brought Nozomi home, like, Mom was so happy. She was so proud, and just worrying about like, at this point, I know there's so many things that have happened, and he feels like he's disappointing his mom, disappointing his family, from giving up his spot in university, and now he's potentially worried about being gay and what the world might think. If he's even gay, he might be bisexual. It might just be, he may not be into guys in general. It might just be, that is that one person that he's got these feelings for, who just so happens to be a guy. Who knows? Maybe he's omnisexual, pansexual, asexual. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to put any label on it. But he's worried about the rest of the world and how they're going to perceive him and how they're going to judge him. And these are struggles that people in the LGBTQ community go through on a daily basis. And some people are able to rise above it and just live their truth and live their lives, and other people never get to that point. Some people are always in that phase of being fearful and afraid and not able to embrace their true self, and that's where Ted is right now. He wants. Oh, we all know this. We all know it. We can all see it. We're not stupid. Yes, he's done some stupid things. He says some stupid things. They've all done stupid things. Like I've said in the last episode, they're stupid kids. They're very intelligent, but they're stupid young kids, just flailing their way through the world and trying to figure out life right now. So they don't have all the answers. They're stupid, stupid, stupid kids. And he's done stupid stuff. They've all done stupid stuff. But I lost my train of thought calling everyone stupid. Sorry. But he's just, it's obvious and apparent that Ted is the person that his heart yearns for, or owes the person his heart yearns for. And the same thing with Ted. Like, you can just see it. You can see it in their eyes. And I just wish that me as a outside person looking at their eyes and the way they look at each other, and just being able to see, like, okay, clearly this person loves this person loves this person. I just wish that in this world, they looking at each other could see what the look in each other's eyes meant. the way that I can see it as a third person looking in. Because, like, there's so many instances, especially right before the exam, which, don't get me started on that. But, like, right before the exam when they have that conversation, and, you know, Tez just trying to, you could see him choking up and starting to break down a little bit, but he swallows it, and he, you know, holds his head up. He's like, it's nothing. And they just sit there and look at each other. Like, eye contact just lingers, and they just sit there and look at each other. And I can just see it in Tez's eyes, just everything. You can see that he's sorry for how he hurt O. You can see how much he wants to be with O. I could just see every single thing. And I could see O looking at Tez like, yes, those feelings are still there. Yes, he's still, Tez is still the person for O. And, like, I just wish that Tez could see that those were the things that O was feeling. I just wish that O could see that those are the things that Tez was feeling. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, so obviously Tez, he has these feelings for O, and he's just worried about how the world is going to perceive him, how his mother's going to perceive him. He doesn't want to disappoint her. He doesn't want to make anyone upset. He doesn't want to be judged. He doesn't want to be criticized. And Hone was just there, and he was there. He said, hey, if you like a guy, so fucking what? You go like that guy. You go after him, okay? And that's just the way the world is. There are going to be people who accept you, and there are going to be people who won't accept you. That's just life. Like, it doesn't matter how great a person you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter whatever. At the end of the day, people are going to like you, and there are people who aren't going to like you. And that's just life. That's one thing that I had to, you know, not really come to grips with, but, you know, had to come to understand, you know, doing the whole YouTube thing, reactor thing. Because, like, there were certain times when, like, I would do reaction videos, and, like, I said nothing. I said nothing poor about the person I'm reacting to, saying nothing but their praises, coming from a very honest place, saying their praises up and down, round and round, and gave them the ravest review of my life, and the video would still get thumbs down, you know. And I'm like, okay. Other videos, I might, you know, critique the person and whatnot, and I don't get thumbs down. And I'm like, okay. Or I get multiple thumbs. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm praising the person, or I'm bashing the person, or critiquing, or whatever. Like, there's always gonna be somebody who doesn't like me, or doesn't like something that I say. That's just life. So, same thing with, you know, being who you are. Like, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like you. There's always going to be somebody who's going to judge you. And there's always going to be people who accept you for who you are. So, you can't let that stop you from living your life to the fullest. And Hone was just such a good brother. Such a good family. And he's like, you know, Mom will understand. And if she doesn't, just give her time, because she's not going to be happy if you're in a relationship where you're not happy. So just go out there and live. And, you know, Tez starts crying again, and he's like, you're such a crybaby. And he's just holding his brother, and he's just there. Sometimes, you know, words aren't enough, and you just got to be that person, that crying shoulder, you know, those arms to hold the person. And it's just like, that's Hone. That's Hone. And I just love his character so much. Love him so much. And then that little scene there in the restaurant during Chinese New Year, like, it just makes me feel even worse for Bass, because, like, right now Bass is in this headspace where he's very happy. He's so happy because he's experiencing these things he's experiencing everything that he wanted to experience with O. But again, O's heart's not in it. And O can try to pretend. He can try to, you know, just go with the flow and go along with it. And sure, he can be happy in moments, but that happiness is fleeting. That happiness is temporary, because Bass is not the person that he wants. Bass is not the person that his heart desires. And no matter how much he tries to just go along with it and make it work, you can't force it. You can't force it. You can't force yourself to love somebody. You can't force somebody to love you. Lessons I've learned. And it's just unfortunate for Bass. Like, because Bass, he's not trying to force anything. Bass is just Bass just wanted his chance. Bass wanted his opportunity, and now he's just taking his opportunity for the, you know, the full, for everything it's worth. And oh, it's just, he's just going along with the ride. He's going along for the ride, going through the motions. But you could see when that song came on, which I think it might have been the song that they were translating on the hill. It sounds definitely like the theme song of the show. But I'm not sure if that's the song that they were translating on the hill. Either way, the song hit him. It hit him, and he got very emotional very quickly. And you could just see in his eyes that he knew. I mean, I feel like he's always known that Bass isn't the one, but he's just coming to this conscious realization that Bass isn't the one. Bass is not the one. And eventually he's going to have to break Bass's heart. Eventually he's going to, because he can't stay in the, knowing that Bass isn't the one, he can't stay in this relationship and just string him along even more. Like, eventually he's going to have to break Bass's heart, and it's too many damn emotions. Apparently I've had too much damn whiskey because I don't know what that wave of emotions was happening before. I have some thoughts about what it might have been. Although, I don't know. I feel like my relationship with my brother's fine at this point in life. I don't know. I was feeling some type of way, but we are just gonna dive into the second half of this episode. Okay, well, March 2021 done came and went, so he lied. Okay. I still feel so badly for Bass and Tarn. Like, Tarn, we got to see her break down. We got to see her. Like, I didn't think that she was still going to be holding out hope for, like, there being a relationship and whatnot. I thought she was just going to be done with it after everything. So to have her come by, like, I thought she was going to come by as a friend and, you know, just check in on him and, you know, give him the present and hopefully cheer him up a little bit. Get the confession that he was talking about. I thought he was going to confess that he liked Bass, or not Bass, liked O at the very least. But no, none of that happened, and she just had to bite the bullet and just swallow her feelings and just say, I'll always be here for you. I'm never going anywhere. And yeah, I want to be your friend, knowing deep down that that was not what she came here for. She did not come here to be befriended. And just watching her fight to keep those feelings internalized and failing, so heart-wrenching. Such a blow to the feels. Like, God, actress did amazing. All the acting in this episode, in the entire series, acting is just phenomenal. Like, God, they made me feel so many things. Had whatever emotional breakdown there in the middle of the damn episode, but yeah. So we got to see Tarn's breakdown as she got put back into the friend zone. We didn't get to see Bass's. And part of me is glad that we didn't get to see Bass's, because I don't know if I would have been able to handle that. Because, like I've been saying all episode, I've been worried about Bass mostly. Like, yes, Tarn too, but Bass primarily, because he is such a sweet, caring guy, and he cares about O so much, to the degree that he's like, I don't care if I'm not the person who's making you happy. I just need you to not be sad. So when he took him by Tez's place after all the exam scores came out and all that kind of stuff, he's like, Tez, you're probably the one person he wants to see, and wasn't ready to go in there and see him, but you could see it on Bass's face. Bass knew. I mean, Bass, I feel like Bass has known all along, but like that was the moment that Bass like really truly knew that wasn't for him. Wasn't for Bass. And no matter how right Bass may be for him on paper, no matter how many qualifications he has, no matter how sweet he is, how caring he is, how much he takes care of, how much he's there for him, none of that matters because O's heart belonged with Te. And I don't know if that moment when they were hugging there in the street and kept apologizing like, I'm sorry. I don't know if that was the moment that they decided to call it quits romantically and just be friends, or if that calling it quits moment took place later down the road. If that was the moment, then okay, we got to see it, and yeah, it was painful, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. But if it's not, I'm glad that we didn't get to see the moment, because I don't know if I could have emotionally dealt with that, because I feel like out of everyone in this show, all the characters, like I'm protective of Bass the most, because like I relate to him in a sense the most. Like I feel like he would be the character in this show that I would end up being, and I've been in that position before. I've been in that position a lot of times. I tend to attract a lot of broken men. Let's put it that way. And one thing about broken men is they need to be fixed up, and I'm very good at fixing up broken men and making them good and shiny and new for the next person. And yeah, I relate. I feel for Bass, and I didn't want to see him get hurt. But these were things that needed to happen in order for us to reach our final ultimate ship of Te and O. So the whole running thing, I got it. It was their tradition. They signed up to do it. They said they were going to do it. I would have just yelled at the sunset from my house and called it a day. That's just me. But that seemed far too athletic of a journey for my personal taste. Y'all running halfway across the damn town, going down some damn mountainscape to this little strip. Like, I ain't got the time for it. But you know, y'all have fun. Good on you guys. But yeah, I was happy that, well, everyone passed the exam. I'm happy that O was able to pass the exam, get into the college, and you know, he proved himself. He proved himself to, well, himself most importantly. He proved himself to his parents. He proved himself to Te that yes, I can do this on my own merits. I wish that it didn't have to come at the cost of Te's spot in the damn university. But had that situation not gone down, I don't know if O would have pushed as hard as he did and passed in the end. So it might have just been a necessary evil that needed to happen in order for O to have that motivation to prove everyone wrong and to get it on his own merits. But by the end there, it looked like they were together. So maybe we fast forwarded a year or so, and maybe Ted transferred into that university, or maybe not, who knows, but they looked good either way. The only thing that I would change, not really change about the ending, but the one thing that I feel like would have just sealed it so perfectly, sealed that moment so perfectly, y'all already know where I'm going. I wanted that final moment just sealed with a kiss, just because the only kiss we've gotten was them underwater, and underwater kisses are, I mean, yes, romantic mermaid feels, but like they can be a little awkward too sometimes. So like I just wanted that like they were in the perfect setting. They were on this, you know, mountainscape, whatever, with no one around, ocean view, sunset. They just got all these feelings out, and he's like, "Can I be your boyfriend?" And it's like, "Oh my God, yes, it's so romantic. Let's hug and let's seal it with a kiss." And it would have just been so perfect. And I wanted that moment. I wanted that moment. I don't know why. I feel like most of the BL series that I've actually reacted to, now that I'm thinking about it, with the exception of the ones that are like hyper-sexualized, like, you know, like Why Love Why and Dark Blue and Moonlight, I feel like most of the BL series I've watched, once like my main ship has had their first kiss, I'm trying to think if I remember them kissing a second time throughout. Like I know Game Boys, they kind of quasi did. If you want to count the first kiss as the one that they had through the plastic, then yes, they had their second kiss. But then those were the only 2 kisses in the whole series, but they were together for God knows how many episodes at that point. Guys, Sapolicula, I only remember the 1 kiss, although I'm still in the process of watching through it again, so I don't remember if they kissed after that initial kiss in episode 6. I'm pretty sure, I know they didn't kiss in episode 8, because that was a whole other thing. And yeah, so like, I don't know why these BL series only give me that 1 kiss moment and don't just like give me some more kiss and feels, give me more feels. Like, I don't know, but yeah, it was a beautiful ending to a beautiful series. So many feels, so many emotions. Acting was superb, top notch, cinematography of it all just beautiful. Like I've said, every episode felt like it was its own movie in a trilogy, or its own movie in a series of films, and it's just beautifully handled. Like I said earlier, the characters, the storylines, they're not anything new. They're not anything I haven't seen before. It's not like new, innovative, groundbreaking, or anything like that for me. But I don't care. It's not a matter of them being new and fresh or whatever. It's just how the characters and how the story was handled, and it was handled so well, so well. You can tell how much work, how much time and effort and care went into this project. There was so many details, so much just, and what I loved about this series in general is, like, yeah, there was so much that happened, so much drama, so much emotions, but there was still so much quiet. There were so many moments in this show that were just silence, quiet, eye contact, or just stage direction, choreography, not choreography, but, you know, like, just blocking, you know, the actors doing whatever they're doing, going through their motions, doing whatever they're doing in their daily life as these characters, but, like, no actual, like, dialogue. There were so many just quiet moments where I could just absorb and digest, take in the surroundings, take in the scene, take in what I just experienced prior, prepare myself for what may be coming up, and like just so many quiet moments where things just settle in, and I'm like, it just, I don't know, it just helped set this pace, helped me process, and just, I liked it. And of course, you know, the music, I liked, like, another thing that like set up the super romantic moment there on the cliffside at the end was them, you know, confessing their feelings, and then just the a cappella singing that came in before the music kicked in at the end and we switched scenes, but just that a cappella singing in the background, like, it all just built up to like make me, I could just see the super passionate kiss that was gonna happen, and it didn't, and I was so sad. I'm like, you guys suck, but I love you. But yeah, what a journey, what a ride. Okay, well, I've cried enough for, you know, one day, so I'm gonna end this here. I thank everybody who recommended this series to me, everybody who's joined me along on this journey. Like I haven't mentioned, but I've mentioned in the comment sections my last couple videos, that I don't know why these particular reactions have had so many issues on my Google Drive, because I've not had these issues with any other reactions. At least if I've had these issues, nobody's ever commented or told me about them. But like, I've had the issues where people are trying to watch the episodes or download the episodes from my drive, and they get the error that the number of views has been exceeded or whatever. And I try to Google or, you know, just find some answers, and it's one of those things where you can't get a straight answer from anybody online. But basically it sounds like that's something that Google, just a general message that they do whenever like their servers might be kind of busy, or, you know, there might be a little bit too much activity, which I'm just gonna take that to mean that there's been a lot of you guys trying to watch my videos so much that it's just made Google go crazy. They're like, oh my god, I don't know what to do with all these people trying to watch Topher's video. He's so popular. So that's the way I'm gonna take it, in which case I'm just gonna say thank you all for making me so popular. That's probably not what's happening, but that's just what I'm telling myself in my head. But either way, ever since that started, I've been uploading these full reactions over to my Facebook page. And I've been putting those links down in the description of the videos after I've uploaded them, and also pinned the comments, pinned it in one of the comments on each of the videos. So if you guys have trouble watching this on Patreon, on my Google Drive or whatever, it'll be up on Facebook soon if it's not already there. So look in the comments for the description for the link, and you guys can watch the full reaction over there. But again, thank you guys for all the support, all the amazing comments, all the amazing just dialogue, conversation we've had in the comment section. And thank you for joining me on this journey. And until the next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. And before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys.